YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Zone with me, your host Jonathan, aka the Dr. Movies. And today it's a very weird and wild day in a world where we got Captain America Civil War trailer, we got the Batman v Superman Doomsday trailer, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer, and now we finally got the trailer I've been waiting for. Yes, it is here, X-Men Apocalypse, the trailer that I've been waiting for since they made the announcement about this movie, and oh my god, I can't wait to talk about this movie. Let's talk about this. Now, you gotta remember, this is my most anticipated movie of next year. I cannot wait to see this movie. We are finally getting Apocalypse on the big screen. I love the X-Men movies, to let you know this. X-Men 2, to me, personally, is the best X-Men movie, hands down. Second best is last year's 2 years ago, Days of Future Past. Alright, so basically, this trailer just starts off showing basically chaos and everywhere, right? And then you see Jean Grey. Jean Grey, they recast Jean Grey. She's a little younger, and you know, this takes place in the 80s, a couple years after Days of Future Past. So now she wakes up, she says it's coming, the end is coming. War, chaos is coming. And now James McAvoy, aka Professor Charles Xavier, has got to figure out what the heck is going on. And then he has been told that there's this ancient mutant that is finally waking up. A mutant that was the first born mutant and more powerful than anything. Apocalypse. And wow, this trailer just starts off with a bang, because you see Apocalypse and you don't know what his goal is, but he's telling you, like, listen, you're my children. I'm sick and tired of you guys having debates on who's good, who's bad. I'm here to make sure balance is in order. And you see destruction, you see mayhem, you see Raven, played by Jennifer Lawrence. She's basically concerned now that whatever this thing is, everybody's freaking out. They don't know who he is. And then he has his 4 horsemen. You gotta remember, Apocalypse is the most powerful mutant on the planet, okay? He does have his 4 horsemen where he basically gets mutants to do his will and his command. So I'm pretty sure he's got Storm, and I'm pretty sure Angel. I'm not sure about the other 2. I gotta double check that. But yeah, he's got 4. I'm pretty sure he's got Wolverine. I know in the comic books he does, but I'm not too sure. I think I saw him in the trailer, but not too sure. Gotta watch it again. Anyway, and then it cuts off to seeing Magneto joining Apocalypse's team. Apparently, he's either controlling them, or he's like, you know what, you're right, man. You're the man. I'll listen to you. I need to follow you now. So now they're going after the one team that can stop him or pose a threat to him, and that's the X-Men. And then what do? They go after Charles Xavier, and wow, just by how he has Magneto controlling Charles Xavier, because Charles Xavier told him, the other mutants, listen, this guy can control all of us. We need to be careful. We need to stop him now. And I don't know how they're going to escape this. I don't know how they're going to get past him. But Apocalypse is finally on the big screen. And he's played by Eric Isaac. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering his name wrong. But he plays Apocalypse. And he looks great. Apocalypse looks pretty cool. He's all blue. He's not that big. But there's a scene in this trailer where he gets bigger. Now, I don't know if that's a dream or if that's part of him actually being big, because he has the ability to do that in the comic book. So time will tell if he can do that stuff. So we just gotta wait and see what happens. And then we have scenes of where you see Raven, Beast, Cyclops is in this trailer, Jean Grey. We got Jubilee in this thing. Nightcrawler, skinny version of Nightcrawler. We got Quicksilver. We got basically everybody's back. A new Storm. Halle Berry is no longer Storm anymore, guys, because this is in the past. This is the 80s. So we got all new Jean Grey, Scott Summers, and of course Storm. Okay, so everybody's brand new here. We gotta give them a shot. Like I said, I don't know, is Wolverine gonna be in this movie? I'm pretty sure he will be, and probably at the end of the movie, the 80s version of him. But it'll be Hugh Jackman, because Hugh Jackman doesn't have to age. He doesn't have to do anything. He'll still be the same, right? So he's probably in the movie. We'll probably see him. The one thing I didn't see in this trailer, we didn't see Raven turn into Mystique. She just Raven in the black X-Men costume. And yeah. And oh yeah, by the way, Magneto big props. I love his new look. He looks like he's got his old uniform from when Ian McKellen wore in the original X-Men, that purple look that he always had. More darker than he did in Days of Future Past, and it looks great. I really cannot wait to see this movie a lot. Like I said, I've been waiting for Apocalypse ever since X-Men 2. And X-Men 2 is my favorite movie. We were supposed to get him in the third one. Didn't really work out. Bryan Singer left to do Superman Returns, whatever. But he's back doing this movie, and it looks like it's going to be awesome. Now, a lot of people say that they don't like the look of Apocalypse because he looks like a Power Ranger villain. Let me explain something to you people. You got to understand. This is a movie, okay? The movie is a couple months away, right? They got to do a little bit more touches here and there. This is the first teaser to show us what's coming. You got to be excited for this movie, okay? I mean, look at Batman v Superman. If you look at that trailer, Doomsday didn't look like he was finished. I mean, he's probably not going to look... He probably will end up looking like that, and he can end up being awesome. Or he'll end up being, more bones or whatever. So, I'm not worried about this Apocalypse as long as he becomes a great villain. Because Magneto has been the best villain we had in X-Men. And we finally get to the part where we get to see the villain, okay? Other than Mr. Sinister, you don't know who that is, he's a comic book villain as well. Other than him, I've been waiting for Apocalypse to come in the X-Men movies because he's the big baddie, okay? He's the bad guy. Just like Thanos is the big baddie for the Avengers, Apocalypse is for the X-Men. So, I've been waiting for this. I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to judge it for myself when I see in the movie. If he's awesome, he's awesome. If he sucks, he sucks. So, but right now, he looks great. I can't wait to see him. He's talking about, you're going to follow me. You're going to worship me. It looks great. I really cannot wait to see this movie. Like I said, this is my most anticipated movie of next year. Number one, better than any of those other movies. This trailer, hands down, gets a 10. You know what? Make it a 9. I'm going to make it a 9 because I do have one complaint. One little tiny little thing. I'm a little worried about Cyclops in this movie because honestly, in the comic books, Cyclops is the man. He is the leader of the X-Men. You understand why he's such a badass. And in the original X-Men, he was good in the first one. He was really good. He was the leader. He was all that cool stuff. And then as 2 and 3 came along, he ended up being just a big wimp. Now, I know we had Hugh Jackman, and everybody loved him, and they made him the face of the X-Men movies. But listen, we're almost at that time where Hugh Jackman is going to retire as Wolverine. So we have to have somebody take over the mantle for him. And it has to be Cyclops. I have to believe it has to be Cyclops. They're going to be cast Wolverine, and that's going to be fine. But listen, you got to make Cyclops awesome, because in the comic books and in the cartoons, Cyclops is the man, okay? Dude got the heat vision for a reason. That's why he's the leader. That's why everybody trusts him. That's why his girlfriend is freaking the Phoenix, okay? And I'm pretty sure we're going to end up seeing that eventually. Because, Jean Grey's having her visions already. So I'm pretty sure that's going to lead into maybe the next movie. Maybe X-Men Phoenix or something. Or Dark Phoenix. Who knows? I mean, we had her already. Kind of in X-Men 3. But I'm not counting that anymore. Because the timeline got changed. And technically that doesn't exist anymore. So if we end up getting that for the next movie, because Bryan Singer already says he's coming back for another one, that's a big thumbs up for me. But yeah, like I said, they have to make sure Cyclops is relevant. Because if he does not work in this movie, then they should never put Cyclops ever again in an X-Men movie. Because I don't want Cyclops crying and whimpering that Jean Grey died and boo-hoo-hoo. No. Cyclops don't cry, man. Cyclops, sure, he'll shed a tear, whatever. But he'll get back up. He know what his mission is. Okay? You don't see Captain America crying that his girlfriend dies or whatever. Right? You don't see Tony crying if, whining and complaining that Pepper might die. No, you don't see that. You don't see Peter Parker crying when Gwen died. He did once, and then he moved on, right? He has to do the mission. Cyclops' mission is leading the X-Men. Okay, if I get another cryy, whiny baby Cyclops again, I honestly I don't know what to do, because honestly X-Men is my favorite franchise right now. Besides the Marvel movies, just make Cyclops work. That's all I ask. And then we have Quicksilver here. He looks cool. I'm a little iffy with Nightcrawler's look, too skinny, but you know what? They can bulk him up, whatever. It doesn't really bother me with that as long as he I don't know how he's gonna top the guy from number 2, because that Nightcrawler is the man. But yeah, that's my only thing here. And we finally gonna get Jubilee. Finally, she's always been in the comic books. I mean, we had her in the first movie, but she was more in the background. And then you saw her again in the deleted scene. If you don't have those movies, I highly recommend buying those movies. Even 3, you should buy just in case. Just to really catch up to all the X-Men movies. I mean, when this movie gets closer, I'll do a review for all the movies again. But yeah, I cannot wait for this movie. I've been waiting for so long to see Apocalypse. He looks good. Let's see if he ends up being the best villain we ever had. And hopefully, maybe down the road, we might get Mr. Sinister and him teaming up. Or maybe, the Dark Phoenix properly version of her. With Bryan Singer. Because Bryan Singer knows the X-Men world. And, if this works, maybe he can do Fantastic Four. We don't know. But we have to wait and see. But honestly, like I said, I'm giving this trailer a 9. I cannot wait. This trailer is awesome. This blows all the other trailers out the water. This is the trailer. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this movie. This trailer done it for me. So I am good. So let me know what you think down below. And always, Doctor's in and out. And thank you and have a good day.